Every single day you waste is a debt you will pay with interest. Marcus was 26 years old when he finally understood this. Not because someone told him, not because he read it in a book. He understood it the hard way, standing outside a house he almost bought, watching another man walk in with the keys that were supposed to be his. This is the story of how laziness quietly steals a life, one comfortable day at a time. And if you are honest with yourself while you listen, it might just save yours. Marcus was not a bad person. He was not foolish. He was smart, likable, full of ideas. Everyone who met him said the same thing. This guy is going somewhere. But Marcus had a habit he never named as dangerous. He called it resting. He called it waiting for the right moment. He called it not rushing things. Every morning, he woke up with a plan. Today, he would finish the business proposal. Today, he would apply for that certification. Today, he would start the online store he talked about for 3 years. And every morning, the plan quietly dissolved into small, comfortable choices. One more episode, one more hour of sleep, one more scroll through his phone. He told himself he was recovering, recharging, preparing. In reality, he was disappearing one lazy hour at a time. His friend Elias, who worked with him at the same warehouse job, was different. Elias was not more talented than Marcus. He was not luckier. But Elias treated his mornings like they were sacred. While Marcus slept in, Elias studied logistics and supply chain management for 1 hour before work. Every single day, for 2 years straight. Marcus used to laugh gently at him. Man, relax. Life is not a race. You'll burn out. Elias would just smile and say, I'm not racing you, Marcus. I'm racing the version of myself I don't want to become. Marcus did not understand that sentence then. He would understand it later, when it was too late to matter for what he had. Lost point 2 years passed like water. Through open hands, Marcus was still at the warehouse, still talking about the online store, still saying soon. Elias, meanwhile, got promoted to a logistics coordinator position at a shipping company across town. Better pay, better hours, real growth. At Elias's small celebration, someone asked Marcus, "What about you, man? Weren't you going to start that business?" Marcus laughed it off. "Yeah, it's coming. I'm just finalizing some things." He was not finalizing anything. He had not opened his business plan document in 4 months. That night, walking home, Marcus felt something heavy settle in his chest for the first time. Not sadness exactly. Something closer to a warning. A quiet, honest voice inside him said, "You are not resting anymore. You are hiding." He brushed it off. He told himself he had time. He was only 24. There was no rush. But time does not wait respectfully outside your door like a patient guest. Time leaves. Quietly, permanently, without asking your permission. Elias began saving aggressively from his new salary. He researched real estate in their city, a neighborhood that was still affordable but rising fast. He found a modest 3-bedroom house, needing some repairs, priced fairly because the seller wanted a quick sale. A year later, Elias owned that house outright through a manageable mortgage, and he had already started renting out one of the rooms to a graduate student, covering nearly a third of his monthly payment. Marcus was still renting a small apartment, still working the same position at the warehouse, still telling people his business was in the works. One evening, Marcus visited Elias's new home for a small gathering. Standing in that living room, looking at the life his friend had built, something cracked open inside him. Not jealousy exactly. Recognition. This could have been mine. I saw the same door Elias saw. I just never walked through it. He asked Elias, almost desperately, "How did you do all this?" "We started at the same place." Elias did not answer right away. He looked at Marcus with something like compassion, not superiority. "We didn't start at the same place, Marcus. We started with the same hours in a day. That's it. I spent mine building. You spent yours waiting for a better mood to start." Marcus wanted to argue. He wanted to say it wasn't fair, that Elias got lucky, that circumstances were different. But standing in that house, he knew the truth was simpler and harder to accept. Every day he chose comfort over discomfort. He was making a decision. He just never called it that. Laziness rarely announces itself as laziness. It disguises itself as tiredness, as timing, as "I'll start Monday," as "I work better under pressure." It wears 1,000 comfortable masks. But underneath every mask, it is always the same thing. A refusal to pay the price today that guarantees a harder price tomorrow. Marcus went home that night and could not sleep. He sat at his small kitchen table and, for the first time in years, opened his old business plan document. He read through it. The ideas were still good. Nothing about the plan had failed. He had failed to execute it. He thought about all the mornings he chose. 15 more minutes of sleepover. 15 minutes of progress. All the evenings he chose television over research. None of those choices felt significant in the moment. That was exactly the danger. Small surrenders never feel like surrenders. They feel like rest. But rest that replaces growth is not rest at all. It is decay wearing a comfortable disguise. Marcus made a decision that night that had nothing dramatic about it on the surface. He set his alarm 1 hour earlier. Just 1 hour. Not a complete life transformation. Not a dramatic overnight change. Just one honest hour, reclaimed from the version of himself who kept hiding. The next morning, when the alarm rang, his body begged him to turn it off. Every muscle argued for 5 more minutes. He sat up anyway. He opened his laptop. He worked on the business plan for 1 hour before his shift. Exhausted, uncomfortable, and completely present. It was not motivating. It was not exciting. It was simply necessary. Marcus repeated that 1 hour every single morning. For the next year, some mornings felt productive. Most mornings felt like discipline dragging a tired body forward with no reward in sight. But he kept showing up because he finally understood something. Elias had known for years. The price of growth is paid in boring, invisible, uncelebrated mornings. The price of laziness is paid in painful, visible, undeniable moments. Like standing in someone else's living room wondering where your own life went. By the end of that year, Marcus had a working prototype of his online store. A small but real customer base. And enough saved to leave the warehouse for good. It was not fast. It was not glamorous. It was simply the compound interest of choosing discomfort daily instead of occasionally. He was not rich. He was not finished. But he was finally moving. And moving in the right direction is worth more than standing still in comfort. Marcus understood, finally and completely, that laziness never asks you to quit your dreams outright. It never demands surrender in one dramatic moment. It simply asks you to wait one more day, and then another, until one day you look up and the life you wanted belongs to someone else. Someone who was never more talented than you, only more willing to pay the price on time. If this story reached something honest in you today, that discomfort you feel right now is not an accident. It is information. It is telling you exactly where you have been waiting instead of building. The next hour you have today, the one you were planning to waste, that hour is the down payment on the life you keep saying you want. Spend it wisely. Nobody is coming to spend it for you. If this story moved you, hit subscribe and stay close. Because next week's story might be the one that finally pushes you to start. Like this video if you felt this in your chest. And share it with someone who needs to hear it today, not someday.